The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry?
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend Dave Van Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Gillian the Savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Bananas Show. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
Woo, 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 woo. What up, fam? Fight Bananas back in action. Happy Tuesday. Whoa, put those guns away, man. Put those away.
Sorry. I'm a little aggressive. I watched WrestleMania all weekend long with my son. I'm a little amped right now.
Oh, okay. I'm so glad you brought that up. It's a great place to start, but thank you for joining us. It's Maddie Levine, Dave Van Auken. Our good friend Elle Dawson is having a quick puppy dog emergency, and she will be right back. Hopefully she will.
Love us some puppy dogs on this show. We are a pro puppy dog show.
Although I did lock my animals out of the studio. They are no longer allowed in the studio.
No cats.
If you missed, what was it? Maybe 2 weeks ago now. I got literally punched in the face by my cat. So go ahead and watch that episode if you want a good laugh. But welcome back to the Fight Bananas Show, guys. UFC 300 Fight Week.
It's here.
It's here. It's freaking here. So obviously we're going to talk about that. We got some fun guests from Any Fights coming to join us as well. Of course, Gillian Robertson. It's a great show.
And Dakota Ditcheva. I'm a massive fan of her.
Listen,
like,
I am
massive.
so pissed that she is in the 2:00 hour because I can always only stay from 1 to 2. But listen, I get it. She's a busy girl. She's got things to do. But wow, I'm so excited that she's on the Fight Bananas podcast. What an absolute stud. She is a stud. Oh my God. That's going to be so fun.
So real quick, with that being said, me and we text a lot on fight nights a lot too, but me and Elle text a ton with fights and on any fight card that's happening. And that PFL was happening this Thursday night. They were in San Antonio. Dakota just got a first round TKO. And we're texting each other. She's watching the fight. And I text her. I'm like, Elle, like, she is so good. Like, I think I thought she was great. Like, Dakota's great. She was 10-0 before Thursday. Now she's 11-0 and PFL and all that. I don't know. Maybe I'm too high on her. Maybe I'm giving her too many flowers right now, Maddie. I think she is superb. I'm a huge fan. Huge Dakota fan.
The fact that she's not on the UFC roster is shocking to me. It's shocking.
Wow. You went there with it. Wow.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? We're talking fights, baby. We don't hold punches. I think her striking, first of all, she's so fun to watch. Like, she's got that really fun striking style. Yeah. But I think she's the whole package. She's beautiful. She's charismatic. She's aggressive. Like, it is just, I think she gets the phone call eventually. But that's coming up later on the pod.
2:30 Eastern time, guys.
Perfect. But thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook. Share it with your friends. We want to be friends with them. But that's great. UFC Vegas 90 was over the weekend. A lot of chatter about UFC Vegas 90, but I think the biggest one that caught my attention was the lack of discipline from these fighters. 4 fighters missing weight. What the actual fuck? 4 fighters? Are you kidding me? So the co-main, that was the biggest weight miss of the day. Alexander Hernandez hitting the scale at 150 pounds, 4 pounds over the limit for that non-title featherweight fight. He would return to the scale later, drop 2.5 pounds, but was still over that limit, which is so crazy. Cynthia Calvillo missing weight for the 3rd time, coming in at 119 pounds, 3 pounds over. Then you have both of the fighters on the prelim card, Melissa Mullins and Nora Konal, missing significantly. I mean, do we have to change the punishment for fighters that miss weight? Because it seems to be happening way too much.
Billion. Like, I don't know how to describe it or analogize it to like a football game or a basketball game. Did I nail that word, by the way?
No, you did not. But that's okay. Keep going. Analyze.
No, like, I'm kind of giving like an analogy, but like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like, imagine if you started the football game and football is 11 versus 11. Imagine if you just had like 2 extra people on your team. Like, it's not fair. Like every fighter knows this. It's probably the worst part of your job. Like it's the worst part about the process is cutting weight and making weight and fighting. It sucks. It's probably one reason why I will never fight. I don't want to cut weight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I'm eating grilled chicken with too much goddamn butter on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying, but like, I just don't understand. Like, and there's really, I know this sounds bad and maybe I'm being too hyperbolic. That's gonna be my word of the day. I think hyperbolic. I used it twice to you, Maddie, before we got on. I just feel there's not enough punishment. So who cares? Like I would just miss it all the time and just keep winning fights and you'll get your bone. Like it's just, you'll get the win portion of it and you'll keep moving up the rankings. I just don't think it matters.
Right. And it's like a lot of them, you know, their purse gets affected. You know, their money gets a little bit of affected, but like a lot of the times they're still going to fight. And usually the stats will show that the person that misses weight usually wins. Have you ever seen that stat? That stat.
It's like over 70%.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I saw it last year.
There is no real punishment. And like you even said it yourself, like it's the worst part of the fighting thing, but that's just it. It is part of the fighting experience. And if you are on the UFC roster, you have been fighting for many years. You have been dealing with weight cuts for many years. You are on the biggest stage of MMA. You better have a nutritionist. You better lock it in. You better freaking figure it out because this is the big games, right? It's like, you know, and it's like you see it on every level of MMA is like these people just skating by, missing weight by a couple pounds because they know both, like you and your opponent spent hopefully at least 6 weeks getting ready for camp. You're both here. Of course, they're going to say, all right, fine, we'll take the fight. You know, and they expect that. All right, maybe. I
was going to say, Maddie, you know what? Not a lot of maybe, I hate the word casual because it's probably used way too much. A lot of MMA casuals, but maybe not a lot of people understand if you don't say, yes, I'll take the fight. She missed weight by 2 pounds. That sometimes that fighter doesn't get paid or paid as much or does have zero shot to get her winning bonus. Not a lot of people understand, guys, you get paid $30,000 a show and then $30,000 to win. Like that's a house payment. That's a house down payment. If you win this fight, like give me that opportunity. Like if you say that, of course I'm going to go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's something to change.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, something needs to change. I don't even know what it has to be because the shitty part is, and you know, I've seen my husband fall victim to this a couple times when like his opponent doesn't make weight. Of course they want to fight. You know, of course they're going to be like, all right, fine, we'll fight. But is that the right answer? I don't know.
I don't know.
This is a perfect question for Elle, but she's dealing with dogs.
Maybe we'll bring it through all day. I love having threads throughout the show all day, but I do want to start this episode a little bit before. Guys, Cam Arnold coming out 115, 145, Christian Turner, 2 o'clock Savage time here in Fight Finesse, 2:30 is Dakota. Guys, I'm telling you, and I got the shirt on. I know, Maddie, you don't give an F, but I'm just going to go.
I do. So I have one thing, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go first. Ladies first.
Perfect. So Samantha Irvin, right? She's like the ring announcer. So
amazing.
So she's from my neck of the woods. So my day job is Fun 107. I work at a top 40 radio station, and it's on the south coast of Massachusetts. And there's a city called New Bedford. That's like our biggest listenership, right? She's from New Bedford. Little tiny city in Massachusetts. And she is just absolutely killing it on the main stage, getting flowers from Buffer himself. Are you kidding?
Yes.
So cool. And I saw that she, what's that magazine? There's like is it Wrestlers Magazine or something?
Maybe. You know? There's a lot of, it's the best, Chris. I'm going to get into it.
Let me find it because she has been voted the #1 ring announcer for I think for 2024. I have to find it because
she is amazing though. She's becoming like part of the show, Maddie. Like she is so good. The wrestlers kind of get into it.
Here we go. She was ranked #1 pro wrestling ring announcer in this month's issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I agree with that. I agree.
So
I know, guys, it's UFC 300 week, and I'm sorry we're talking wrestling, but we got to give it 2-3 minutes. I don't know if you saw Ariel's show all last week. It was all wrestling. Pat McAfee shows all wrestling for the last couple of days. Guys, WrestleMania 40 was just this past weekend. It was Saturday and Sunday. It was the greatest WrestleMania ever. It was the greatest show ever. It was the best. They're just, when you're just hitting on all cylinders sometimes in life, whatever it is, cooking, eating, relationship-wise, music-wise, whatever, it is just on fire. It's the best it's ever been. And then the cherry on top, Maddie. And I know we talked, it's me, so I'm going there with it. My son, Dylan, for the first time ever, I missed island fights this year. One of the first times I missed island fights in years was Santa Claus brought us Royal Rumble tickets. He was so pumped to go see Royal Rumble. That's like the beginning of WrestleMania season. Of course, you go to it live, you're hooked forever.
Yeah.
We watched WrestleMania all weekend long together. And I'm telling you, I know people make fun of me. The manly guys will. I know, Maddie, you'll love this. I cried Sunday night.
Okay.
I was so happy.
Go ahead. Sorry.
My son was so happy that Cody Rhodes finished the story. We talked about it all weekend long. It was like so funny. We're going to Target. Hey, we got to finish the story. Hey, we went to church. Hey, we got to finish the story. The good guy won. It was this multiple year storyline. It was like, imagine watching a TV show or a movie for 3 years and finally getting the ending you wanted. He was so happy. Like, it's Sunday night at 11:15 at night. Everyone else is in bed. He should be in bed at school, but we're jumping up and down like we're 5-year-old kids together. He's jumping on me. He's like cheering. I'm crying. Happy tears. It was amazing.
The amount of TikToks that I saw of grown men crying.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, okay.
One of them.
WWE is intense these days.
So
that's pretty
so
cool.
good. So good. Like, I think my example I would give it to, just even like when Ross won the championship for Karate Combat, did you cry happy tears?
Of course.
There you go. Like,
yeah.
I know that's a little bit more personal. I know it's your husband. I totally get it. But like if Grant wins the championship, like, you ready for this one?
I was gonna say, I feel like I would cry if like Grant won the title, or
if Gillian won the championship, Gillian Savage Robertson wins the championship. I would cry happy tears for her. Like, I would be emotionally, like, beyond happy. You know?
That's just a secure man right there. I like that. You're just a secure man.
Thanks, dude. I've been called worse, trust me.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I think I need to get into this. I feel left out. Everybody's talking about the WWE.
It's the best time to get into it if you want to. Like, if you want to try, like, one of my buddies is back into it. It's awesome. Also, guys, real quick, by the way, Saturday night for UFC 300, Fight Bananas, at least beginning with myself, but I can't do it all alone. I'm bringing friends. Maddie's one of my dear friends. We will be live for 7 straight hours. Literally, Davison Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt at 6 p.m. Eastern, all the way to Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill in the main event, probably after midnight on the East Coast. I'm going to have DoorDash deliver food here to the studio. We might be drinking. We might be having vitamins. I don't know what we're going to do, but we will be live for 7 hours.
Got to get those vitamins in, baby.
Got to get them in. What's up, Mr. Dean Tool? How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I love that, though. I think that's going to be so much fun. We're going to go live all night long. It's going to be great. Jump in the conversation. A lot of firsts for UFC 300, which I am pumped about. This is the shit that gets me excited, right? And we'll save some of this for later. But here's just a couple of the firsts that we'll experience for UFC 300. This is the first time 2 former UFC champs will fight in the opening bout of the card. What? Unreal. The first time 2 Chinese fighters will clash, so that's pretty cool.
Co-main event, Wei Li versus Nan.
Yep. First time a fighter has moved weight classes for the BMF title fight. Ooh. Max Holloway.
How good is that fucking
it's gonna be
how good? That is the best fight the UFC can maybe put on.
It's gonna be
Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. Like, just forget all the other things around it and just enjoy the chaos of that fight.
Yeah, chaos is a perfect word for that one. Aljamain Sterling's first fight at featherweight after moving up from bantamweight.
Your boy Calvin Kattar against your boy Maddie.
Dude, don't get me started. I'm freaking out.
We'll get into that later.
I'm freaking out. Yeah, we'll save that.
Real quick, Maddie Dean just said hi on there. Hey, real quick, Friday night, guys, or Friday is that coast to coast. The tour begins. Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, the boxing. They're literally going to 4 cities in 7 days. They start in Vegas this Friday. So if you're around Vegas, UFC 300 weekend. They're pretty smart. They know what they're doing over there. Game Bread and Dean Tool and all them. Friday, coast to coast. Go there live. There you go.
Dean, if you need a reporter for the boxing night, you have my number.
Wow. Wow. Did I think I told the world. Dude.
You good, bro?
It's going to be okay. But yeah, I called Dean. I was like, hey, June 1st, I got some family stuff. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Looks like I'll take over for you.
So I want to pass the baton to Miss Maddie Levine.
Oh,
talking about passing the baton. One of our I don't know.
Gem.
She's the ruthless one. She's the fight bananas. An absolute monster. She is so smart not to touch buttons here on StreamYard, so she's waiting for us to push the button itself. Mrs. First Farm herself. Let's welcome Elle Dawson.
Wait, can I put myself on now?
You should be able to.
I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, you gave her the controls back?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
I put her on punishment for 4 months, 6 months, whatever it was. I was like,
it's been a while.
You get it back.
In my defense, that was the first time I've ever done it on my phone. And the buttons are all red.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
We forgive you now.
We do. We're moving on. You know, you got to move on in life. It took me a while. I was very broken heart about it, but I'm moving on, you know?
Dave's finally giving me back control.
I love it.
Talking about taking control. How about this guy on 420 New England Fights over there in Bangor? There's so much I want to talk to him about. First time ever talking to him live and on Fight Bananas himself, the killer Cam Arnold to the show.
How's it going, guys? Thank you.
What's up, killer? Before we get so into it, this is our technology here at Fight Bananas. So before we get into the interview and all this, I got a little 20-second video the boss man wanted me to hit play on before we started talking. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Being a father of 3 girls, I want them to be confident, be strong in their voice. They don't have to always fall in line. Not everybody is made to be a bank teller. I want to chase my passions. I want to show them that. Don't ask me about my kids. You get me all emotional real quick.
All right. Well, we're probably going to ask you about your kids. So
how's the kids? How's the girls?
Seriously. Hey, what's up? What's your name? Karina? Well, hello, Karina. Are you excited for Dad? Yeah. Are you going to get in there too or no?
What a champ.
No.
No.
Well, if you need
be a princess or a soccer player, cheerleader, there's a lot. Like I got girls of my own. I was like, I'm trying to keep them away from this as much as possible. I'm trying.
Well, Dave, if I'm not mistaken, Cam, you do wrestling, right?
Yes, we do. This is her 2nd year wrestling. She's been boxing for 4 years, so she's been in the gym since she was in the car seat, really, and she's my oldest of 3 girls. So
God bless you.
Yeah, trying to set the example, and hopefully they're having fun along with it. And she says she's not going to do it, but with her sisters wanting to do it, I'm sure she will.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's incredible. Why was it important to you to get them into the martial arts world and kind of expose them to that side of things?
Well, mainly because I know how I felt as a kid when I wasn't confident in myself. I had gone through some things when I was younger that kind of broke me down as far as being a confident young man. And really kind of, watching my dad, how he was and how I felt, it was just kind of 2 different people at that one time, so I see how my children and my daughters react to certain situations, and I see kind of myself coming out, and I don't like that. I don't like seeing the emotions of loss or having to deal with rough things, and that's, I guess, the best way I can put it. And I just don't like seeing those less than confident reactions, and I want them to feel confident and strong at a young age, so they don't have to deal with those sort of negative feelings throughout their childhood. And since I've started martial arts and started fighting and chasing this career path, it's I made this promise to myself at a young age that I guess at a young age or at an older age that I wouldn't feel like that ever again. And since I've started fighting, it's just been that naturally. This is who I am. And it took me some trials and tribulations to get here and really feel that, so if I can instill that in them at a young age, it's, who knows, maybe they'll protect me when I'm older.
I love that. Full circle for sure. My man, I'm sorry, I should have even known this before, but it goes into my question. Where do you live? Where is home for you right now?
So I don't know if you guys know really anything about Maine at all, but I'm from a little city called Lewiston, or also known as the Dirty Lou.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a rough city. Believe it or not, in Maine, it's a rough city, but we have a lot of a deep, rich fighting history coming out of that city, and a lot of people are just bred fighters. There's just not a lot of opportunity, and I hope to put the city back on the map, and not just in a cliche way, but as far as I want to revive all that rich history and kind of bring back the passionate fan base that once was.
So with that being said, Cam, what got you down to my neck of the woods? Where I see you in Florida, I see you all the social media on Fusion. I've been to that gym 50 times in my life. I see you with Joe Party Penafel. I see you, you're down there doing the thing. What got you down here to Central Florida?
Believe it or not, one of my past head coaches, John Dupree, hooked me up with Julian Williams down here. My father-in-law lives in Orlando, so my wife is from here. She was born here and raised here as a child. So when I've been coming down to Florida for about, I don't know, I've been training since 2016, 2017. My first few trips down to Florida, I was going down to Henry Hoof's, going to train with them guys. And then once given the opportunity, my head coach kind of aligned me with Julian. And it just all made sense with my father-in-law being here, me having children, them getting to see their grandfather. So, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love this gym. I love Fusion. I love the environment. I love how welcoming everybody is, whether you're in the UFC or you're regional fighter, everybody treats you like a human. And there's a different camaraderie here than back home.
Okay. I like that. I know, looks like Elle just came from the beach. God bless you.
I'm a little toasted right now.
You are toasted right now, Elle. I'm loving it. I'm jealous. But I know you got a question for Cam?
Yeah. So I was looking you up before our interview and whatnot, and man, you have 100% finish ratio in MMA. Is that correct? All your wins have been finishes? Sorry, did we lose you for a second?
Yes. Out of all my wins, yeah.
I think his Wi-Fi got a little sketch.
Oh no, it's always on my questions. We got you back. There you are. Okay. So my question is, like, when do you feel like it's super important for you to finish the fight? Is being able to show that you can make it to the scorecards and dominate over 3 rounds? Is that important to you, or is the finish something really integral about your style?
You know what? I tried getting cage time my last fight against a guy that I should be, 7 days out of the week and twice on Sunday. And that's not to take anything against him, skillfully and just where we were at in our careers, that I should have been that guy 9 times out of 10. And going into that fight, I envisioned myself finishing him a certain kind of way. And I believe I dropped him 3 times the first round.
Wow.
And going before we had walked out to that fight, my coach at the in my corner was saying if we hurt him early, leave him, let him get back up. You know, we'll get cage time in. You know, and that came around and bit me right in my ass. I don't know how somebody can score that unanimous 30-27. But it was a rough season, which kind of led me to take a year off. And
hey Cam, it's bad. I'm gonna kick it off the stream and then just come right back. Use the same link, Cam. I'm gonna kick you off. It's probably our fault. All right. His answers are too good. I want to hear him. I want to hear him.
I know. I want to hear what he's saying.
I had to make the decisive decision. I had to make the. I'm the host / producer. I had to produce.
Eddie said the L curse is showing up. It's true,
dude.
It's true.
So true. Maddie, you're on mute.
I know. I don't know why that happened.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't want to miss him. You were going to say something amazing. But L, dude, you look toasty, my friend.
Yeah, I got burnt at Pompano last weekend.
It's fucking 60 degrees in Rhode Island. Suck my dick.
Ugh. Cam, you good?
We good now?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Is he freezing up again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cam, you hear us?
Cam, if you have your Wi-Fi on, try turning it off and just using cell data. That might be a little better for you.
Yeah, let's try it.
But yeah, SMID.
Vulgar language, Maddie. There's kids in the car.
Oh, you're so right. Oh my gosh.
You got Karina right there.
Family-friendly podcast, guys.
I know.
Lick my lollipop, L.
PG bananas.
I don't even know what that means. All right, is that a Dojo Cat reference?
It means I'm pissed that I live in Rhode Island and I got excited about a 60-degree day and Elle's over here with a sunburn. I'm like, God damn it.
I told you to move to Florida.
We got houses on sale in our neighborhood.
Perfect. All right, let's try again.
Through. Cam, what's good, brother?
What's happening? I'm sorry about that.
Oh.
No worries. No worries at all. Technology is not our friend sometimes. Hopefully.
So you were saying at the end that you kind of wanted the cage time, or your coaches wanted the cage time, and it didn't go well. You know, you probably maybe should have finished the fight in the first.
Yeah, it didn't go well. You know, I should just finish that fight. But I mean, hindsight's 20/20. Right. Everything is an experience. You know, and I'm grateful for the lesson learned, you know, and the lesson is, you know, a fight can go any which way, you know, and if you have the chance of finishing somebody right there, don't let them get back up. You finish the fight and then go to the next one. If you get the chance, you know, do what you need to do. But I needed to take the year off to kind of reevaluate everything and just kind of, you know, figure out what I needed to do to kind of elevate myself, you know, and being around people that are goal oriented, driven, motivated, and have a strong set of morals is something that I want to be around consistently, you know, and
Love that.
Coming down to a gym like Fusion 3 weeks out before a fight, they really set the tone, set the pace. The workload and the skill set between Maine and Florida are just completely different. You know, the way of living up there is, you know, very slow and very behind the rest of the world, you know, and, you know, so when I come back down here and get the necessary work I need, it's just like, it takes me a few days getting my timing together and everything, but going home, I know I'm going to be a whole different animal. As every other time I go back home, I just feel like a different me, and I feel stronger, more just more ahead of the game. So,
love that.
That's exciting.
Another question we got for you is: we hear that the opponent that you have, so the fight you got is someone who has made it known that it's their last fight. Regardless if he wins or loses against you, Cam, he's calling it a career. do you care? Do you think he's going to be more dangerous? Do you think is that better for you? Does he have one foot already out the door? What do you take? Okay, there you go. So you think the latter? You think he's already?
I think he's going to be way more dangerous. Honestly, I believe he's going to be 10 times more dangerous. This is right in his backyard. He every time he comes to fight, he doesn't shy away. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen him just lay down for a fight. With that being said, he is bigger than me. I don't think he's ever fought in at 140 in his career ever. Maybe you guys can correct me on that if he has, but I'm pretty sure he's fought at 45 and 55 throughout his entire career. So, with that being said, he knows I'm going to be the smaller opponent. He knows I'm coming to fight. I'm not coming to take him down and just beat him up for 15 minutes. I've never been as you can tell, I haven't been friendly with the judges, and they haven't been friendly towards me. So, I want to take him out as fast as possible, but I don't want it to become this thing where, he just does what he always does and just takes these guys out in the first 20 seconds. Like, I do want to showcase my skill set and everything. But with that being said, I know he's going to be more dangerous, and that's what I'm expecting. And, anything less, I'll be disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah. Maddie, you got one last one? Or what you got for us?
I just was saying, looks like he hasn't made 135 since 2015.
Wow.
In a long time.
So he okay. So he has fought at 140 before?
Yeah. 2015. Yeah. I have kids that wasn't born in 2015.
Yeah. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Maddie, you got the last one, my dear friend.
Killer Cam, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. We look forward to seeing you live. Before we let you go, this is your first fight back in your hometown in a couple years now. What does it mean to be able to return back home, fight in front of your friends, your family? What is this fight going to mean to you?
I'm really excited because I set a career number for me within ticket sales, so I had a lot of people been asking me over the last few years when I'm coming back, when I'm making my return to NEF. I've always had a faithful, 60, 70 people following me to Massachusetts every time I went down there and fought. And this year I'm having close to about 150, 160 people up here in Maine, and that's just people that bought tickets from me. So up in Maine, those are pretty good numbers. I can't say if that's good down here in Florida or not, but up in Maine, that's pretty good for me. So I'm really excited because all the hollering, all the people that are gonna be shouting my name, it's gonna be really fun, especially up at Cross Insurance Center. That's gonna be different, but all the pressure is gonna be on him. This is in his backyard. This is his last fight. He has to come out and perform, and show people that he doesn't have one foot out the door. He has all that pressure on him. For me, pressure is just something that people put upon themselves. I really don't feel it. At the end of the day, we're fighting, and it's either you or me, and it's not going to be me. And if it is going to be me, it's going to be me on my own accord, and I'm not going to freeze up and just let you whoop my ass. That's not going to happen. So I am really excited. I have a lot of respect for Derek. I'm really excited to be back at New England Fights. Me and Matt have always had a great relationship. He's always treated me very well. And I'm really looking forward to reminding the fans of NEF that I am the main attraction here. And, you can't get no more raw than me as far as violence, as far as intention. And I'm very well-rounded too. So I hope to put on a show for you guys and impress.
I cannot wait. We will be in the building. I think Maddie Levine and my dear self will be there. Killer Cam Arnold, 420 New England Fights. Can't miss it. Definitely be out there. Cam, we'll let you run, my man. Hey, did you watch WrestleMania this past weekend? Were you watching The Rock?
I always used to watch wrestling back when I was a kid. I was a major Shawn Michaels fan. I was a major Stone Cold, Undertaker fan. Even Diesel, Big Daddy Cool Diesel back in the day.
Kevin Nash. Oh yeah. Undertaker came back on Sunday. He was there doing his thing.
I should have been there. I should have been watching it.
Awesome.
But I kind of got away with wrestling when they started choke slamming people on the bags of popcorn and stuff like that. And it made it hard for me.
I hear you, brother. Hey, go. It's like a roller coaster. There's highs and lows, but right now I'm telling you, man, after your fight, get back into it a little bit. It's on fire right now. It's back. It's back. Rock is back.
I'll take a gander at it for sure.
Right.
My brother, he's 5 years older than me, and he still watches it. So
good man.
I'll have to get back into it. I'll see what's happening.
Sounds good. Hey, Killer, good weight cut for you. Have a good run. Say hi to the girls. We wish them nothing but the best, and we'll talk to you soon, brother. We'll see you in Bangor, all right?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you for having me on.
Absolutely, brother.
One.
Thank you.
Thanks,
appreciate you.
Day.
There we go. Killer Cam Arnold. New England Fights, guys. That's on April 20th. They want all the smoke. We want it as well. So there you go. Cam Arnold.
Love it.
Did you and Grant watch WrestleMania all weekend long?
I have never seen a wrestling event in my life, Dave.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Never. I kind of feel left out though. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I should get into it, but I think it's really cool. Like it's not, I don't like hate on pro wrestling. I think it's super cool. I have a lot of respect for them as athletes.
Yeah.
Like our friend wrestled for Evolve, which was like one of their feeders for a while. And he was telling me like how complex it is. And like the refs wear earpieces and they could tell you to change something in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
And you just have to go with it. Like I'm so impressed by it. It is really cool. I know one of the girls on the Next Gen show. So I was like, oh, maybe I should check that out.
Oh, I do
NXT?
too.
Do what?
What's her name?
Emma.
Okay.
Yeah. I know Vicky DeRico. She's from around here.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Vicky
she's from around
DeRico,
here.
you know
I heard it was good.
Yeah.
That is a
I've
pro
started
wrestling
a
name
couple
if I've ever heard
times.
one.
Dude, I'm telling I have been watching I'm in August, I will be 40. I remember so it's WrestleMania 40. The year it's like my birthday is one of those things. I remember WrestleMania 6. I watched it. And it's so funny because Dylan is 6 this year. And I told the story to Maddie, before you got on. So he's supposed to be in bed 3 hours beforehand, but it's on late Sunday night, whatever. We're watching it. And he's like jumping up and down like he saw Santa Claus. Like he's the happiest boy in the world. The guy wins at the end. I'm crying happy tears out. Like he's jumping at me. This guy wanted to finish his story for 3 years. It was one of the greatest things ever.
That's so sweet.
Bundle up. So that's wrestling. There you go. That's wrestling for you.
I love that. That's so sweet.
All right. It's UFC 300. We got 5-7 minutes on before Christian Turner, a.k.a. CT. L tells me. I got to call him CT.
I like it.
I mean, I'm sure people call him Christian too. I said that to Grant the other day and he's like, who's Christian? I
know.
CT.
I texted you that. I'm like this. You're like, who is that? I know CT. I'm a super. Wait. I'm a super extra not into pro wrestling. All right, Queen. All right. Queen, you do you, Queen, okay? You do you. Hey, whatever you're into, I support. All right?
I love it.
Said nah.
Yeah. Elle, before you joined, we were talking about the firsts that will be happening at UFC 300. A lot of firsts going on. I think the most wild one that we've said so far is this is the first time 2 former UFC champs will fight in the opening bout of a fight card, which is like what?
The whole card is main event fights.
Oh my god, it's like it's so hard to like figure out which one I'm the most excited about. This will be Jamal Hill's first fight since vacating, so that's exciting. Yeah. Calvin Kattar's first fight since suffering his injury. Kayla Harrison's first UFC fight ever.
Yep. Let's go.
It's gonna be wild.
Real quick, rewind. It's maybe one of the fights that I think is super underneath the radar, and I'm really intrigued on because I know Aljamain Sterling gets a lot of shit, right? I get it. I understand. I still think, and maybe I'm wrong, and if you think I'm wrong, that's fine. I still think Aljamain Sterling's one of the greatest UFC bantamweight fighters ever. I think he's that good. So now he's moving up to featherweight. this is huge. Like, this is huge. Just say, and I'm Maddie, I know you're rooting for Calvin. Maybe I'm rooting for Calvin too. I like Calvin. We're pro Calvin, Cater here at Fight Bananas. If Aljamain subs Calvin 2 minutes into this fight, like, there's an argument like Aljamain can get boosted right against Ilya, like, quick, like, or against Ortega or against a Volk. Like,
I think an Ortega
versus Sterling is a cool, unique, different fight.
That's true. Yeah. I think him and Ortega makes if he smashes Cater, I think him and Ortega makes a lot of sense. Like two good grapplers.
Yes.
Right.
Man, I'm really interested to see how Aljo does, because he uses his length and his size so well to his advantage at 135, and Calvin Cater is a massive featherweight. So I feel like we're going to have to see what he's like without that huge advantage.
And Cater is really good at his own range too. So he's massive 100%. On top of that. His jab is terrifying. You know, he's got like really great knees and just, I'm just so nervous.
But if Aljo gets him down.
Oh God, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm like,
Aljo gets him down.
And real quick. Oh, go, Maddie. Oh,
no, I'm emotionally attached. He's a friend. He's a colleague. He's somebody that I like. He has a French bulldog. I mean, the list goes on. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to be watching and I'm going to feel like I'm in the cage with him. So I'm very nervous, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's the Grant Dawson effect. And when Grant's fighting, I'm fighting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1000%.
Real quick. So we just said about Aljamain Sterling. The same thing goes to Calvin. Like, Calvin, if Calvin beat Josh Emmett, and a lot of people thought he beat Josh Emmett on those scorecards. It was a super close fight, one way or the other. But a lot of people thought Calvin was maybe the next guy for the title or right there. Yeah. So Calvin, one of those things, if Calvin blasts Aljamain Sterling and knocks him out in a minute and 18 seconds, he gets all that buzz. And it's like, feels like the winner of this fight, and if they win impressively, is like in that top 3, 4, 5 thing. Like, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, Calvin was there for a hot second, and then, he kind of fell off, then he got injured, and now he's, kind of fighting his way back. And I think he really needs to win this one to stay in contention. I think if he loses, he's going to have a lot of work to do. So let's just hope he doesn't have to worry about that. But yeah, I mean, like him and Arnold Allen, like he already fought Max Holloway, and that was intense, but
that
he's
fight
been
will never happen
since
again.
then. No, that fight will never happen again.
Calvin Cater can't handle that fight again.
I like Calvin. I really do like Calvin. Calvin was on the show multiple years ago before, and then I know he was with you, Maddie. Like, got a lot of love and respect for Calvin. That Max Holloway fight is hard to watch. Like, that's bad. Real quick, girls, I respect your opinion both immensely. Should I shave like instantly, or should I keep this going?
I don't hate the scruff. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
It's different.
Literally, if ADHD had an image, it is Dave Van Auken. Like, you are living, breathing ADHD. Like, it is wild. I would never, you could not pay me to sit in Dave's brain for 5 minutes. I would lose my fucking mind.
All right.
And I mean that in the nicest way.
No, trust me, I know.
It's got to be crazy in there. I'm with Maddie here.
It never stops. It never stops. Like, on a good day, it just never stops. I'm like, oh, I got to do this I got to get something for the kids. And then it's like, oh, this for the job. And then, wait, I got to book that guest for Saturday night for the show. But wait, let's talk about UFC 300. It never stops.
Well, let's keep them on track. Let's do this. Okay. I got a couple of headlines I want to get to. We do have our next guest coming in any second. But before that, we will touch upon if we think these Conor McGregor rumors are true. So absolutely blew up online.
It's happening.
There's a couple of reasons I think it's going to happen. At the press conference, McGregor teased a potential announcement. He reposted the clip of Dana White making an announcement at a presser saying, I could see UFC 300 ending like this. And then it cuts to the Notorious One. The reason I believe that this may happen enter Max Holloway, who said during one of his latest interviews, I heard that they've got something special planned for the press conference. I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's happening. It's
finally happening,
guys.
I don't know.
Also, let's just be honest. I think in a weird way that it's probably perfect timing, because I think UFC 300 has been advertised and has been hyped for so long. But let's be honest, like in a weird way, it needs something in the middle of the week or something to like, all right, guys, it's UFC 300. Let's pop. Like, let's pop the industry. Let's get everyone talking. Let's get every media outlets that don't even care about MMA talking about it, that kind of thing. And when they show Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler main event for UFC 303, like everyone
it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's just gonna bring everyone. Like, it's gonna help even this weekend's card that for Conor for 303 is gonna happen. So it's crazy. Yeah. I wanted to talk more about it, but our next guest is ready in the green room. I know him as Christian Turner. L tells me I have to call him CT, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to be respectful. This guy would probably beat my ass at any time. So from American Top Team, fighting at 420 for New England Fights, welcome CT to the show.
What's up, man? Yo,
what's up, my man? How are you?
This, right? I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you fit.
Dude,
my head looks weird.
Very handsome, my man. Very handsome. Very handsome.
How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. I first of all appreciate you coming on the show. Let's get right into it, right? Matt from New England Fights was like, hey, please ask Christian what he thought about this short notice fight and taking in this pretty quick. Saw your lineage. You fought for the PFL Challenger Series. You fought for LFA. You fought for, really high-end organizations, and you fought for New England before. What did it mean to you, or why are you taking this short notice fight?
You never know when you get, like, opportunities like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Last year I only fought, like, one time. So when I came in the gym, Mike was just kind of like, yo, what's your weight? And I'm like, I'm 185. And he's like, you might have a fight. So it was kind of like, all right, we'll take it. Like, I'm willing to take anything,
Christian, real quick, you name dropped it. I'm going to pick it up off the floor for you. You're talking about Mike Brown, right?
Mike Brown, the best.
There you go. The ATT, the infamous Mike Brown. All right. So we picked up the name for you. We picked it up.
Mike Brown.
So he said you probably this short notice, and you guys jumped on it right away?
Yeah, we jumped on it right away. Like, we started watching film. Like, we already had a practice, so we started watching film. And just, like, we seen this guy as, like, a striker, you know what I'm saying? Like, 6 foot, long guy, but he's not super skilled. He has power, but I have power too, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm just ready to go, Short notice, I'm willing to take any opportunities they throw at me,
I'm sure sorry, go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, and I know Elle and Maddie have a ton of questions for you, but something I just heard and just jumped in my brain when I wanted to ask you, when you're kind of taking a short notice fight like that and you're seeing the fighter for the first time, are you more impressed with someone who's more skilled and maybe doesn't have that killer aspect or that main power? Or is it more scary to be like, dang, if this guy does hit the button at the right time, it could be night over? Is it more dangerous to fight a guy like that who's not as much as skilled as you, but is throwing bombs in the cage?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a risk. Every person has like a puncher's chance.
Sure.
If you fight, because you got to think about his perspective too. Like, willing to take a fight against me on short notice too. Like, mentally, he might be like tough too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's willing to take any fight unless he's just like a lunatic. So. Everybody has a puncher's chance, so it's more about like, I mean, any person who's want to take a fight from a person fighting at ATT is like legit, So everybody has a puncher's chance, so it's always a risk, but it's kind of like, it is what it is. It's the fight game, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can knock him out, and he has a chance as well. It's just who's more skilled, and timing, and a lot of factors go into it. I think I'm gonna knock him out.
All right, you heard it here first. The knockout. So training under somebody like Mike Brown is so valuable. I'm sure you get, like pockets, like just gems, for advice and skill wise. Like, what do you think? What is one of the biggest pieces of advice Mike Brown has ever given you?
Be patient. Be patient. I'm young. I want everything like fast, fast, fast. I'm always
Mm.
gunning for it. And he's like always like the person in my corner. Hey, just be patient, work this, work this skill. So I would say being patient is like one of the most valuable things he's taught me, and it's like always telling me just be
Mm.
patient, be patient. Because I'm always gunning for. I'm always hungry. What's up? I'm willing to take anything. But he's like he's a strategic guy. He's very smart. Like, I mean, he has a lot of experience. We're talking a guy over like 20 years of experience. I'm 22, you know,
Mm.
like, he's been fighting damn near my whole life, you know. So like I'm kind of like a rag. I just be soaking it up, you know, and just kind of let back, let him call the shots, and I just do
Yeah.
what I'm supposed to do, train hard, do what I'm supposed to do, and let him kind of lead. I guess you have to have somebody you trust.
I was gonna say trust. Yeah.
You
It's
trust them.
so hard to be patient. It is hard.
Hard,
So to
very
have
hard.
somebody that you trust is so valuable.
And they'll lead you kind of. You just kind of, you know,
Mm.
do your part. Yeah,
I
I'm
like
ready.
that.
I'm ready to go.
And this is Mike's stomping grounds too, right? Mike's a Maine
Yeah.
boy.
He's a Mainer. He's a Mainer. It's different out there. They got moose and weird animals I ain't never seen. I'm like, what the hell is a moose? I ain't never
Hey,
seen a moose in my
is
life.
Mike coming with you? Is Mike
Mike's
flying with
coming
you?
all the way. Hell yeah. Oh, Mike's coming
Ooh. Okay.
every time. Every
Yeah.
time. Yeah. I'm trying to get it. Like, you ever tasted moose? Any of you?
No.
Oh,
No.
It
I
sounds
don't
good.
know.
You trying to get you a moose while you're up there?
I'm trying
I
to
don't
get
know if they eat
moose.
moose. I think they like really respect their moose.
Oh, you can eat moose.
Oh yeah, they don't eat it.
I bet they eat it.
No,
Maine men are living off the land.
Imagine
I seen the Liver King. The Liver King eats
They're
everything.
rugged.
Yeah, you got
I-
bull nuts too.
If I recommend any lobster, it's
Yeah.
like
Lobster roll.
get some lobster when
Yeah,
you.
I'm not
get
a
a
seafood
lot.
guy though.
Here we go.
I hate seafood.
Matt,
Here we
Matt
go.
says-
We
There it is.
definitely
We
eat
definitely
moose.
Oh,
There
you
you go, Matt.
nasty!
this guy's
Why
amazing.
is that? Have you had elk, Maddie?
No,
It's
No,
good.
elk is real
Deer?
good.
It's
my
moose.
husband,
Gotta
my
be
husband
like
eats it
fatty
all the
deer.
time, and I'm
Isn't
like,
that the same thing? Elk, moose?
No, elk is a different animal than deer.
Yeah, it's like a cousin. Like a
It's
cousin.
bigger. Elk are huge, but they're so
Yeah.
good.
Elk.
Elk is delicious.
listen,
It is.
I'm
How
all,
much a
I'm all
pound?
set. I'm sticking with the cow. I'm sticking with cow.
I'll stick with a cow.
That feels safe.
It feels a lot safer.
Not moose,
with that
not
being
bull
said-
nuts, nothing.
With that being said, CT, after you weigh in, what is that? Are you looking for moose, or what is your go-to post weigh-in meal?
Steak all the way.
Okay.
Ribeye, good ribeye. You know.
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah.
Ribeye. Oof.
Get those good fats in there, the good protein.
Crispy on the ends. You know.
Stop it! I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Oh my
But
God.
you have.
I'm cutting weight. I'm like.
I know. You have a mission in front of you. Let's get off the food. Get back to the mission.
Okay.
Your
Y'all
opponent,
hungry.
Kyle Pufal.
Yeah.
So that's ahead of you. But looking further than that, what are some of your long-term goals for your MMA career, and how do you see the rest of the year playing out for you?
Well, long term, I think we all trying to be champion, of course. I mean, but obviously, like within the next 2 years, I'm trying to get in the UFC, make good money, and get to the top ranks. I'm training with the best.
Mm.
You know, I'm the youngest pro in the gym, and I go with the best. I've been in like 7 camps: Barboza, Moraes, like Sarukian, Grant. Like these guys are fighting for hundreds of thousands of dollars. These guys are the best of the best. And I'm this young 22-year-old kid. I came in and kind of proved myself. And they're like, yo, let me train with you. Let me go with you. Let me spar with you. So I'm already like in that environment where I'm like in these camps with like these top 10 guys. And like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I believe you got to kind of like surround yourself around where you want to be. So like the people around me, it's normal to them. Fighting for big money purses, like big stars, famous, like so I'm already like kind of visualizing that, like where I'll be, and I kind of
What's
already
that
see.
saying? The rub, like you're getting the rub.
Yeah,
from
I
a
guess
lot
it's
of
kind of like a law of attraction, right?
Yes,
Yeah, like a dog.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I try to like not force my way, but yeah, I mean, I'm using my fists. I kind of force my friendships. Like, motherfucker, like we're gonna be friends, motherfucker.
You're gonna love me.
You're gonna like me.
Yeah. So it's that. So this year, I already got 2 fights lined up. I got this Kyle guy, which me and my coaches have been studying, watching all his film. Like Instagram. Like I study these guys to a T. I study these guys down to what breakfast they eat, what do they eat for dinner, his ex-girlfriend, his next girlfriend. Like I'm studying these guys and just preparing. I was already like preparing hard, like
That's
just
great.
like because I'm fighting in June. I'm fighting June 14th in Toronto after this guy, you know. So I
For
was
what
already kind
organization?
of unified.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a nice one.
unified.
Yeah, UFC
So
Fight Pass.
yeah, it's pretty. Apparently, that guy's like their top prospect. But before I'm on that guy, I'm like focusing
Yeah.
on this one, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I was already training hard, obviously, basically in the camp. I'm always in someone's camp or like in my own camp. So I was already like in shape, training hard. I was just like on the heavier side. But I'm cutting now. I'm like down to 77. Got like 16 more pounds to go. I feel great. I was fast today. I felt fast. I was seeing everything. Hard sparring today with some high level guys, so felt great.
I love that. Before I ask you this question, CT, I'm gonna message Grant real quick and maybe ask to borrow some money. You already told him. You already told us how much he's making. So
Hey now.
Somebody,
You're talking about making the big bucks someday.
Yeah.
I see you rocking the Triad shirt. I
Yeah.
know from being around you at the gym, and
Yeah.
like you do such a great job of branding yourself and getting sponsors as a young guy coming up in this game. Like, you know, as well as I do, when we're young pros, like it's so hard to make ends meet and keep that full training schedule. What's some advice that you would have as someone who has done that really well for a young fighter that's coming into the game, and how they can balance all of that and pay their bills while they're making it to the next level?
It's that's a good question.
Okay.
I feel like building relationships is very important. Obviously, branding is important too. Like people gravitate towards a certain image, like a business, like a big business like Triad doing like 400 million a year. Like they want a certain image, you know. Like every business wants a certain image. So if you have that image, like they'll gravitate towards you, and you got to be able to like be open for opportunities. Like put yourself in environments where those people will be around. You know what I'm saying? Like I hang out with a lot of people who are like big in e-commerce or like big in HVAC or own dealerships, and a friend of a friend of a friend. Oh, you hear about this guy Christian Turner? Oh, this guy Christian Turner. Oh, he's fighting this. Oh, yeah. And then yeah, I feel like, and that's how I kind of like build relationships. A friend of a friend of a friend. And it's just like, hey, if you want, I can show your business. I'm gonna be on this UFC Fight Pass. I'll show your business. I'm training with the best ATT. I can post your business. I can this and that and rock your gear. And you know, like they need their like everybody wants something. Obviously, I want the money, and they want money as well. They want clients, and so they want their return on their investment. And yeah, once that agreement comes, like that's what makes it easier for everybody because they're getting what they need, and I'm getting what I need. You know? Yeah.
Man. See, 22. You sound like a 35-year-old brilliant vet, man. I love your mindset.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, you
My
definitely
dad
got
was a
stuff going.
businessman. My dad's a businessman.
There you go.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, CT, did you watch WrestleMania this past weekend?
I didn't, but I saw Rock's. He had this fire ass like jersey thing he was rocking. I was like,
Unreal,
oh my
bro.
God.
Unreal. It was fun.
Was it
Crazy.
good?
All right. It was the
Dave's
greatest
obsessed with
WrestleMania
it.
ever, CT. It was the greatest.
With John Cena?
John Cena came back, made a surprise
Oh, that's the best thing.
entrance.
John
The
Cena's
Undertaker came back. The Rock fought both. It was crazy. It was crazy.
What about Rey
Cena's the man.
Mysterio?
What's up?
Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio won the second
Oh
match
my
of the night. He
God.
beat his son, Dominic. He fought his
Ooh.
son.
Awkward.
I missed it. Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, man. Hey, after you fight, we'll get back into it. But last fun question for you. Last fun one.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite? Do you have a favorite UFC fighter who's a female? She might have red hair. What's her name? Who's your favorite
Savage.
redhead for
The
UFC?
Savage. The Savage kicking ass.
She's pretty good, right?
She's good. Hey, she's in the building.
up?
What up?
Never seen it with 5 people on here. Gotta
I
follow
know.
us.
I didn't think we could do it.
Wow.
I feel like the Brady Bunch.
All right. Hey, CT, appreciate you. Hey,
No,
let's talk after your win. Nothing but the best, man. I love your mindset, and we can't wait. New England fights, 420 in Bangor, Maine. Cannot wait, man. We'll be up there.
Let's go. After I knock him out, I'll holler at you.
All right, my
Sounds
guy. Be
good.
good.
Oh,
Later.
man. Eat some moose.
It's
No,
a moose.
I am not eating moose ever.
Gee, have you ever ate moose before?
Are you asking me if I eat moose?
No, G.
Oh,
gee, the Canadian.
Oh, duh.
Like the actual animal?
Yeah, he wants to eat moose.
I don't think that. I think that's like against like Canadian culture.
That's what I said.
Apparently, they eat it in Maine. So
apparently, they're all about eating it in Maine, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think there's
like,
a shortage of moose,
moose,
though, right? Like they're not endangered.
No, they're not endangered, but it's just,
they're just beautiful.
I was thinking about the dessert when you first asked.
The dessert, like the moose.
Yeah,
like moose tracks, like the ice cream.
Yeah,
That's
your
fair.
fight got moved back, so you're thinking about dessert. I got you, G.
That's
I
fair.
got you.
That's fair.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
All right. Well, I gotta go walk my puppy. I'll let you guys take over. I'm not gonna go eat moose. So
Maddie, you're the best. Hey, we're gonna see you Saturday night. Fight
Yeah.
Bananas live for 7 hours straight. We'll
let's
see you.
do it. I can't wait. I'll see you guys then.
Let's
You're the
go.
best. Later, friend.
Are you hopping on live this Saturday with us, G?
I think I can hop on for a little bit. I'll definitely be there.
Let's go. Hey, what fight would you want to come on? Like the Marina Rodriguez fight versus Jessica Andrade? Would you want to come on the Kayla? Is there a guy fight you want to come on? What's peeking at you?
Gosh, I don't know. I need to look at the card and really like decide. But there's like it's hard to decide right now. I'm like, there's so many from top to bottom. Like the very first fight on the card is 2 former champs.
When is that ever going to happen again? Like,
I think every single fight could main event a fight night. Right.
100%. And then, G, I know people are a little tad disappointed with the main event of UFC 300, and I do get it. For one, if it main evented 301, people would be like, oh, that's amazing. It's a great main event. But then if you think about it this way, if Gaethje and Max Holloway main evented a UFC, that could work. Imagine if Charles Oliveira was the champion and Armand was this ascendant guy. That could be a main event of a pay-per-view. The female one, maybe Wei Li and Nan can't be a main event. Maybe if they did in China, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of huge fights. And then I know people are so upset about Bo Nickel. It's Bo Nickel. Like, he's a superstar. Like,
the only argument I can make against that is the fact there is so many former champions on the prelims. And me being in Vegas this last week, hearing some chatter, some of those former champions aren't exactly happy about that.
Whoa, giving the gossip away. Okay, so you're saying there's some prelim fighters that don't love that Cody Brundage versus Bo Nichols on the main card.
Yeah, I definitely heard some talk that a 4-4 Cody Brundage in the UFC versus Bo Nickel doesn't really deserve a main card spot versus some other people who are on the prelims or even early prelims. The early prelims are stacked too.
The whole card is stacked.
Insane. If I'm going to put you on the hot stove, I'm going to put you on the hot take right now. If you had to switch one prelim fight to take that Cody Brundage, Bo Nickel spot away, what would you pick? And do you want me to run them off for you real quick?
Sure, go for it.
All right, so the early prelims, Cody versus Davison Figueiredo. Next is Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. Marina Rodriguez versus Jessica Andrade. I love this fight. This is Moicano versus Jalen Turner.
That's the one I'm hyped about the most, I think.
That's a good fight.
So excited for that fight.
Next fight is an absolute burner as well. Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing fight. Then this might be the one. Kayla Harrison's UFC debut against one of the most famous female MMA fighters ever, Holly Holm. And then the next two, Aljamain Sterling, maybe the greatest UFC bantamweight fighter of all time, moves up to featherweight. Not even just to fight a featherweight. He's fighting Calvin fucking Cater. Like, are you crazy? And then the last prelim is Yuri Prochazek, one of the most dangerous fighters ever, versus Alexander Rakic, who's a pretty bad man himself. That's insane. What fight would you move up?
I think it's one of the last 2 fights, I'd have to say. Okay. Either Yuri and Rakic or Aljo and Cater. I just feel like I could see Bo Nickel as the main event of the prelims and either one of those 2 on the main card, and I'd be happy with it.
Elle, same question with you. What do you say about that? What fight would you move in, or would you move Bo out?
I think you leave Bo there, and like Queen Bee said, Bo's beating Kamzat one day. Wow. Hey, I could see it, but I think the reason you leave Bo there is the people that people the people that fans are upset about not being on the main card are journeymen. Like Jim Miller. I keep seeing Jim Miller brought up. Like, I love Jim Miller as much as the next guy.
Love Jim Miller.
But Jim Miller is like ancient in MMA years. So like, we love that he's still fighting. We love that he's still winning. But like, this is an opportunity for new blood. I think the one that would make the most sense if you were going to switch it, I agree with G, is Aljo and Cater, because Aljamain Sterling was the most recent champ out of all the former champs that are on the prelims. Like, Aljo just lost his belt, like, and he was dominant before that. So it's I think that's the one that makes the most sense. But I think putting Bo on the main card was a smart move. I think this is a really huge opportunity for him. And the UFC very clearly knows what they want to do with Bo. So why should they not? You know, they know what they want to build him to, and they know that they've given him a matchup that he can do that with.
Also, another little crazy nugget so far of UFC 300, and yes, I'm knocking on wood, literally. I feel like it's the only humongous pay-per-view card from first prelim fight to main card. They had a fight poster like, hey guys, Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. We heard that fight in January. No fights have been canceled. No fights have been switched around. Every fight poster they put out for UFC 300 has stuck to this date. That's wild. Like,
you need to not say that too many times.
I know. I'm telling you.
Don't jinx it.
Not gonna work. But like, I think a huge part of Rockage and Yuri being on this card is the backup for sure for Alex and Jamal. Like, you need that.
Yeah.
I
will say this too. Almost that entire roster of fighters have been in the UFC long enough that I bet a good portion of them get pay-per-view points in their contract, which is very good incentive to stay on that card, because if you're getting pay-per-view credit.
See, from what I've heard is that only champs get pay-per-view points.
Really? Okay, you might be right. I've heard I thought that other people could, but
no, from my knowledge, only if you have the belt around your waist.
Like at that time. Okay.
At that time.
Right, like Sterling had it at one point, but now he doesn't have it now.
Now he doesn't, no.
Right, I think so too.
Okay, you might be right.
Yeah, so unless I think there'll be two people getting pay-per-view points on that.
Never mind.
That'll be a lot of money for those two, because this card I can only imagine.
Do you think BMF guys get pay-per-view points?
Possibly.
You think they count it?
I do think so. I remember hearing that Poirier got points, or Gaethje, or who is the champ?
Right. Like, I would think a guy, if somebody that wasn't a champ was going to get pay-per-view points, it would be somebody like Dustin Poirier.
I was going to say that I think there is a few people like Connor and Masvidal who haven't negotiated in their contract where they get pay-per-view points, but I don't think anybody else besides somebody who has a belt does.
Okay, I'm Googling that while
I'm looking at this card. Moicano versus Jalen Turner is going to happen at 7:12 p.m. It's insane. Like, just think about
that. Is the fight. I'm so excited. I'm a huge Jalen Turner fan. I'm like, every single one of his fights, he's just looking for a finish, whether it's on the ground or the feet. He just has the ability to take a fight, like finish a fight no matter where he's at. And I absolutely love that about anyone. But Moicano is just kind of the same. He's a killer on the feet. He's a killer on the ground. They're both just it's such an interesting matchup. I don't know which way it goes. I love them both. And like, that's the fight I feel like I'm most excited about.
I love it. I kind of want to stay here at UFC 300, but G, having you on, we love having you on. We appreciate having you on. I want to go right back to you. For one, if you want some gear, if you want we want the smoke gear, go to Gillian-Robertson.com. Always going to shout that out. For two, like, there's news, I guess. So the fight you're going to fight June 1st, UFC 302, that's been moved back to UFC 303. And why did you want to fight on the Conor McGregor-Michael Chandler card?
I've heard rumors about that, and I'm like, that would be absolutely amazing.
It's happening, G. It's happening.
It would be so freaking awesome if it's going to be that card. I was so hyped about that. But yeah, they just pushed us back. Like, literally, Mick just texted me, so I'm assuming it was on UFC's planning part more than it is like Michelle's part or anything like that. Right. So the UFC decided to push us back a little bit, and it's obviously International Fight Week, huge card. Conor McGregor maybe main event, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm like, that would, like, literally last week Dana posted a video of Conor walking on his Instagram story and put coming soon.
Yeah.
So it's like Dana's teasing something with Conor right now. And if that is the case, I'm like, I am so hyped to be on a Conor McGregor card. Like, has to be the biggest card of the year.
It's happening. How amazing would it be if you're on the pay-per-view main card? You and Michelle Watterson has a huge name, your lineage, you guys on the main card. And sometimes with a Conor fight, they're not going to put, Gaethje or Poirier on that card. That would be unreal. Like, would that just be, would you care? Or is that like, yeah, Dave, that's pretty epic if I'm on the pay-per-view main card on a Conor pay-per-view?
No, that would absolutely solidify that this is the biggest fight of my life.
Okay.
Like,
wow.
I feel like if, to this moment, there's definitely going to be bigger ones in the future, obviously, when it comes to the belt. But for this, I feel like Michelle is my biggest opponent to this date. She's the most well-known opponent. She's, it's just, she's a vet in the game. I'm super excited to have that fight in general. If it got on the main card of a Conor McGregor card, all the eyes, like, on that pay-per-view, it's just, that's all I need. I need to go out there and perform, and this is going to be my moment. And it's like, get the eyes on me and finally be able to, get a little bit more recognition and be able to push myself a little bit farther, but to be able to get, more fans, more recognition, things like that. Like, that's what I'm looking for.
I love it. I love it. Also, you just mentioned Extreme Couture. So you're out there in Las Vegas. Did you tell us about your Vegas? Any fun stories, training stories? Give us some gossip from, the town that never sleeps.
I just went out to, like I said, training Extreme Couture. Dean has been out there. Dean's actually I don't know if he's going to be in Aljo's corner, but he's been working with Aljo for the last month.
Really?
Yeah. So,
wow.
Dean's been out there. Well, like, I've been traveling a lot too. I went to Vegas and I went to Mexico to go compete, then was back for a little bit. And then that was the reason I went to go to Vegas, is because I need Dean, I need my coach. The original plan was to go out there for 2 weeks. Then once my fight got pushed back, I decided to just change it to a week trip, keep it a little shorter, but still get to mix it up with the girls and go see Dean and see what I need to be working on for this fight. So I just went out there to go visit Dean, had a lot of work with him, a lot of work with the Extreme Couture girls, and just kind of explored Red Rock by myself one day too.
I love Red Rock.
That looked amazing, by the way. I'm sorry, I know you probably got 2 or 3, but like one keeps on jumping on it. So Dean is with, I know, I'm a mess today, and I'm a mess. That's awful. So with Dean, with Aljo, does that mean when you're around, are you watching kind of Aljo really get ready for this Calvin Kattar fight? Like, do you?
A little bit, not really. Like, it was kind of like the first day, it was literally Dean was like switching me out for like, I trained with Dean, then Aljo came in, then I trained with Dean again, then Aljo came in, then I trained with Dean again. So I'm like, I just had 3 training sessions around Aljo's sessions on the first day there. Then
Dean Thomas is he's going all night. Dean Thomas is
that's gotta be cool for you to see though. Like, his style complements yours really well. Like, Aljo's got such great back control, such high level grappling. Did you get to at least like absorb some of that while you were there?
I wasn't really around it, and it was like I was leaving as he was coming in, kind of thing. A lot of the time, I was there. I came into Extreme Couture. Might have had a couple edibles before I walked in. No, it wasn't Extreme. I mean, the PI. And Aljo was training. I was about to go work with Dean, and then Embedded comes over, and they're like, ask me questions about Aljo. And I'm just sitting there like, I can't take this right now, guys.
So you don't think it's going to make the cut?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to make the cut. I'll say that much.
I can just see the UFC people, and they're like, and Dean's pushing behind. They probably are tired. They're like, why is Dave Van Auken in fight? But then has been pushing Gillian Robertson for 4 years. All right, let's get her on this show. Like, we're going to blow up Gillian. Let's get her on the show. We're going to ask her a question. They're like, okay, Gillian, Aljamain Sterling, one of the greatest bantamweight fighters, going to featherweight. What do you think? And you're like, it's hot out here in Vegas.
Like, it's a great fight, man. It's a great fight.
Oh my goodness. Did you go what you call it, the store? Like, did you go to the big vitamin store out there in Vegas? it's like world famous. I don't know the name of it.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
weed store out there.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Galaxy something or something.
The planet, it's Planet something. It's like
Yes,
Planet 10 or Planet 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to that one. There's one that I don't know why I always go to it. It's literally right across the street from where that one is.
Okay.
And it's just the first dispensary I ever went to in Vegas.
So you're in.
Yeah, it's like literally the one it's open 24 hours. I'm like, anytime I go to Vegas, it's just the one I go to.
I love it. All right. I'm sorry, Elle. You can have the next 10 minutes. I'm done.
I don't remember my question. I lost it. Oh, I was going to ask, like, getting to be in Vegas is really cool, obviously, because there's so many different bodies coming through. Have any of the girls you've been training with, have they fought or trained with Michelle in the past? Like, have you gotten some of that inside info from any of these girls?
I actually don't know a lot of people who actually know Michelle or have trained with her. At Couture, while I was there, it happened to be a lot of their bigger girls were training. So there was majority of the girls on the mats were like 35ers to 55ers. Yeah. So I was definitely like, none of them were like Michelle's size or my size there.
Fair enough.
I think Michelle trains in Albuquerque, right? She trains at Jackson.
Yeah. I've met her once before. Me and Hannah actually we did a like autograph signing thing in New York.
Yeah.
And Michelle and Holly were there. So I'm like, that's the only time I've met her. But I'm like, she was definitely not in camp, so she wasn't super tiny then, and I was a 25er. I'm like, I just remember me being a 25er and her thinking me being like, oh shit, we're like the same size.
Are we allowed to mention that Hannah's fighting yet or not yet? Is this still a secret?
I don't think I think it's public news.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's Friday.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it's public news.
Okay, because I feel like I've been keeping this secret for like a month now, and I'm like, I thought I would see a post or a fight post, or I see nothing. I almost like broke the news. I was like, but I don't want to.
I'm pretty sure I saw it on Typology the other day. I was looking at something. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going?
I don't know. It's in Lakeland, so it's a little bit far for me. I'm trying to make the arrangements still and because me being in camp, I got to make it a training trip.
Yeah.
I hit up Jessica Borga. She lives up out that way.
Right.
She's fighting bare knuckle that same night.
She fights super. Bare knuckle Clearwater.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make it a training trip still, because that's the only way I can make it happen. So if I can figure that out, then I'll be there.
Fusion from Lakeland's not that far. It's a little bit, but it's not crazy far. You know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That was my other thought.
Right. Crazy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's Friday. That's Lakeland XFC 50, I believe. That's the show that Pearl Gonzalez is on and some things. So, I knew Hannah's been fighting on that for like a month. I'm like, I don't know we're allowed to talk about it. I don't know.
And one of my teammates, and you know him well, Juan Alvarez, is going to be fighting on that card too.
Juan's fighting?
Yeah.
Huh. Dang, dude. I might have to get out there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a stacked card, definitely.
Gee whiz. That's,
there's so many fights this week.
It's crazy. It's so wild. And I think we've talked about this numerous of times in the show. Like, I remember the UFC would have a pay-per-view once a quarter, once every 2 or 3 months. And then like other promotions in back day, it was more of a pride thing, or Bellator I felt like was bigger back then. And they would have like a big card. And then like once in a while you would have like a fight night. You're like, oh, this is awesome. There's like every week, there's not even just the UFC, but like Thursday was literally the PFL. Dakota Ditcheva is coming on. She's coming on after UG. She's a monster. You know who was on that card that I was yelling at the screen for? Miss Talia Santos. She looked very juicy, fighting for the PFL now, but bless her and all her positive things going forward.
USADA followed her.
Yeah.
I said USADA followed her to PFL. They're over there now.
Oh, they are.
I'm pretty sure PFL signed a contract with them. I don't know how
they started after her fight. Jeez. Right, that's enough. But just like every week there's something, and then like even like shows like XFC and Bare Knuckle has a show, and like Ella, it's just crazy. Every weekend there's so much content for MMA. It's so wild. Wow.
I'm gonna go ADD brain because Dave did ADD brain earlier, so it's my turn. I did Google it, and there actually are a handful of non-championship fighters that have gotten pay-per-view points.
How many?
Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz. What?
I wanted to get. Me and G were going to guess.
My bad. Well,
how many were there?
There's not. I don't have an exact number because they don't know everybody's contracts, but they just gave examples of like some of the ones they knew.
So Nate Anderson,
Anderson, but like either former champs or like superstars. Yeah. So it definitely isn't like a lot, but it sounds like several former champions do get pay-per-view points. I don't know about the ones on this card. I think you got to be a pretty big name.
Do you think? Question to both you guys. Do you think UFC 300 and, like I said, if Alex and Jamal was main event in 301, it would be good, but it would just be kind of like a really good main event, but another pay-per-view type of numbers. Do you think UFC 300 is like going to break records? Do you think it's going to be one of the most watched MMA pay-per-views of all time because of 300 and just the aura around the event? G?
I don't know. I feel like I am debating on that one. Yeah, I'm not really sure because it definitely is a huge card, but I feel like I don't know if it has the star power to it to bring in like the general population is the issue, where it's like if you have like a Conor McGregor, everybody wants to see Conor McGregor. It doesn't matter who you are, but it's like nobody like outside of the MMA world, Jamal Hill and Alex Bahia aren't huge names.
Right. Yeah. Elle, you agree, disagree? What you think?
Yeah, I agree. Especially how they hyped it up so much. Like they hyped it up so much and we were like, oh, it's going to be Jones or Conor because who the heck else would it be? And then it wasn't. I especially like after how big, like I keep going back to that, the little promo that they ran to announce UFC 200. Yeah. Like where they announced it in the arena and like the reaction it got and just like how insane that was for the fan base. I don't know that this card does the same. The card as a whole, absolutely. The pay-per-view portion by itself, maybe not, you know?
But I also think like the card as a whole is also like an MMA fans.
I agree. Yeah.
Like that's
right. We love it. We love it.
It's not for the casual fan. Yeah.
The casual fan isn't looking at those names and be like, oh, this guy's on the card.
Yeah. No, great point from Michael right there. It's a great card from top to bottom, but not a pay-per-view seller. I agree. Like, do you think, is it hyperbolic of me of saying it's the greatest mixed martial arts card of all time?
Might be.
From top to bottom?
I don't think that's a wrong statement. I think
I think it's the greatest assemble of fights on one card ever.
Just purely based on like the quality of the fights, not the name or the star power,
not
just the fights alone.
Fuck money, just the fights itself is the greatest fight card ever.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay, cool. All right, last thing for Gillian Robertson before she leaves. We appreciate her every week here at Fight Bananas. That reel that G made with the person tie it and then G rolls out. Fight Bananas 1, Savage Time 2. So good. I'm sorry, G. We want one every single week now, so I'm just putting you on the spot every single week. But last question for you is, what was the best meal that you ate out there in Las Vegas? I love Vegas food. I think it's one of the most underrated places to eat. Did you have an awesome meal in Vegas?
I was eating at the UFC PI all week.
Oh, jeez.
They got a good salad bar. Like,
welcome to weight cut life.
But you didn't know that the fight was moved back yet?
I did, but I'm calling it my pre-camp. Okay. I'm like, I'm dieting pretty hard. I've given myself the last 2 Saturdays, I've had one cheat meal. So I've been eating like healthy in the morning and then eating like a burger at night or something like that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to at least get my weight down a little bit. Like I was walking like 137 to 140 for a little bit there. And now I woke up 134 this morning. So that's where I'm averaging right now. I'd like to get down to like 32 to start camp. So I'm like 10 weeks out is like, I'm going to consider my start is when I'm really going to start pushing the pace. But right now I'm just dieting really heavy and just adding a little bit of cardio in.
What's your number where you feel like the best? Like I know every fighter, like we all have their like sweet spot where like, yes, this is it. I still feel strong, but I feel fast. Like what's
192. Oh, talking to G. Oh, okay.
You, Dave. Yeah, Dave, what's your sweet spot? 192.
192.
Usually the lowest I can get where I still feel strong and fast and good is 28, I would say. So somewhere between 130 and 128 is where I feel like I'm on point, you know? And then usually I stay at 28 until I'm 2 weeks out, and then we'll start getting it down a little bit. But I want to be able to perform for as long as I can. So I'm like, usually 128 is my number.
Dude, Elle, that's such a good question. Like, so G, with you saying that 128 is like your peak or like you feel great at. So when you cut the weight, you get down to 115, 116. Do you get back up? Do you get to like 128 on fight day? Like, do you get in that sweet zone again?
I walked in the cage at 130 last fight day.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I did. Thank you. I asked Maddie and Elle this, and they both agreed. Should I keep this?
Keep the stubble.
Keep the stubble.
Or should I kill it?
I'm
liking it today.
No, I'm a bad person to ask for judge. I feel like I can't imagine you without it now.
You've had it for one day. It's you now.
I feel like it's very, the stubble is real right now. I feel like I don't know. All right, I'm done. We got Dakota Ditcheva coming on, and I'm an absolute mess for an hour and a half. Gillian, you're the fucking best. We appreciate you. Dude, it's going to be insane. We would absolutely love to have you for any of the fights for UFC 300. Like I said, we're going to be live for 7 hours. We're going to be doing free giveaways. We're going to be giving away cards, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. Hopefully anyone that wants to watch and just chug along with us can. Yeah, hit me up about if there is a fight or two you want to. We would love to have you, all right?
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely pop on for a little bit.
All right, sounds good. There you go. Gillian the Savage Robertson. Go to Gillian-Robertson.com. We want the smoke gear. Get those shorts, people. What are people talking about? All right, dude, we'll see you next week.
I'll see you guys.
Later.
Thanks, Gillian.
Dude, she's the best, dude.
Always.
She's the best. I don't know. I'm just an absolute. You know what I am right now? This is.
Biloxi, Mississippi, where the fuck you at, baby? Let's go.
That's me right now. That's just I'm an absolute mess. All right, so we got a couple minutes on before Dakota comes on, dude. I said it before I think you came on. I'm just a huge fan of Dakota. Just like I don't know why. Maybe because it's PFL Europe. Like I remember her fights, but I feel like I didn't watch them as close as maybe Thursday on ESPN Plus. Right. She just blew me away. I was like, whoa, she's a stud, absolute star. So
yeah.
There you go. Talking about the star, and boom, she comes right on. That's great timing. Like I said, she just won Thursday night in San Antonio to start her season off with 6 points. First time coming on Fight Bananas, training teammates with Elle Dawson, the one and only, the dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hi, guys.
Dakota, how you feeling?
I'm freezing, Elle. I'm not used to this weather.
Where are you?
I'm in England, Manchester, and it's been raining all day.
You're a Florida girl now. You don't belong
come back to
in England. You got to be back here.
I'm full of a cold and everything.
Unbelievable. All right, before we start talking to you, Dakota, we appreciate you, appreciate your time. I wanted to show you a little something that I think you might be very happy about. All right, so I'm going to push a button for you. Here we go.
Asked her to stand back up. More body shots. This one first round finish for Dakota Ditcheva.
To watch back.
dude. I don't know why, Dakota. I've been watching you for a while now, and just the PFL to Europe. I'm going to ask you that question in a second. I just thought you was like a star-making performance by you. I just thought you looked phenomenal. You looked, quote unquote, dangerous. How did you feel your performance went this past Thursday?
Personally, I was really happy with the stoppage, the body shot. I thought it was quite like, I feel like my fight IQ is getting a lot better because I saw the shot before I threw it. So I was happy with that. But like when I first started, I felt a little bit slow. So actually, believe it or not, I wasn't too happy with the whole performance. Just I like the finish, that's all.
And try to talk people through, because people who are not fighting for a living, or people who don't know how to punch or kick or knee as much as, especially both of you guys, how pinpoint accuracy, like, are you exactly trying to hit that spot, the liver spot? Are you trying to hit certain parts of people's bodies the way you are? Because your body shots were like absolutely crippling her. Like you were just doing absolute damage. Was that the game plan, and how hard is it to hit the exact spot you want to?
Yeah, I don't know about you, El, but I used to fight, like, just go out and just fight. Like, didn't used to think very well. My fight IQ wasn't the best. Naturally, just, like, through so much repetition, I kind of just used to wing it, like, through what I'd learned in the gym. But now I feel like, you know, like I said, I'm kind of thinking about it more. So it's definitely kind of something you have to learn and train a lot. I don't know about you, El.
No, I do. I'd agree. I mean, I feel like I still kind of fight like that until I get to the ground. Like that's where I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, that was me.
It really was a spectacular performance. I know you said you weren't happy with the beginning, but like Grant and I were watching you, and you ended up on the ground for a split second, and you knew exactly when to work back to your feet. We were really impressed with your fight IQ and just your decision making in the fight. I think that puts you leagues ahead of where a lot of these girls are in this tournament. Do you feel like this was the first fight where that like decision making and fight IQ really clicked for you, or did you feel it before that?
Yeah, definitely. No, I feel like this was the one where I felt it myself. You know, in my past fights, I've got stoppage. Like I got a stoppage in the tournament last year through a body shot, but I felt like this time I actually saw it clean. Like I didn't just, you know, throw something that I'd been drilling for a long time. Even though I do drill it all the time, I actually felt like I thought about it this time, which is good. It's good signs.
My question, I got two big ones for you, but the one I'll save later. What was your take on fighting in PFL Europe and now kind of fighting for the PFL main card, if you want to say, or the main organization, fighting in America, maybe not bigger cards, but what does it feel to transition from PFL Europe to the PFL itself? And they're the momentum. They have big pay-per-views in Saudi Arabia and all this stuff. Well, how does it feel to be kind of a PFL fighter now?
We're still here, aren't we?
Yes, yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, it feels. I'd like to say it feels a little bit different. It definitely feels like there's more pressure, and obviously it's tougher girls. The competition is probably the main thing. The girls that are in it, like at a serious level. But as for like overall, I just feel like it's another day in the office. Like, you know, it just feels very natural. You know, I'm just kind of treating it as another fight, and you know, just another tournament. I feel like I just enjoy fighting. So to me, it doesn't matter whether I would have done the Europe one again. You know, it doesn't matter to me kind of what stage I'm on, even though it is important that I keep moving up. You know, I just like to fight. So whatever stage they put me on, I'm always just happy to be able to be there. That's all.
And I know as a fighter, as a really respectable fighter like yourself, you're not going to like love this question. I get it, but I'm just going to ask it because that's who we are here at Fight Bananas. Oh, there you go. You still hear us?
I'm back, yeah.
Okay. Have you, you know, or when you win this tournament and you win $1 million, have you thought about something you're going to want to buy already with some of this money that you're going to win?
Honestly, I haven't. Like, I'm just more bothered about. I mean, every fighter would say this, but I'm actually just bothered about beating these girls and coming out on top. Like the money to me is all. I've always said, you know, I just want to feel secure, and I feel like since I've been with PFL, that's kind of happened. Like at the start, it's so tough for fighters having no money, trying to you know, pay for things, pay for training and stuff. And I feel like now I'm secure. I'm really happy. Like if I was to stay like this forever, honestly, as long as I can keep fighting. So the £1 million is just a bonus to make sure that family's secure and, you know, I can give them a good life. But I'm kind of just happy to come out. There's a few girls that, you know, in this tournament that I could really make a statement beating. So that's kind of my important thing for me, yeah.
And we know, like, you're so close with your family. Your mom fought, your dad and has been in the gym with you. Your brother's in your corner. Like, what did it mean to have your whole family there and just to be able to keep giving them these wins and showing them all the support that they've been giving you is paying off?
Yeah, it's crazy that they're like, you know, we're traveling around the world together. Like it's quite wild. And as well, like obviously, you know, my brother came over to train me. Like even, you know, for that to be like both of us on the other side of the world, like training with these like in American top team is just like a wild experience. And obviously my mum's fought in America before, so even like for my dad to kind of relive that with his daughter after his wife doing it is kind of crazy. So there's loads of different like things that we're all like really proud of, and that's quite like crazy for us, but it's so nice that we can do it all together. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And you mentioned Elle, you know, I know you guys been, of course, at the gym together and seen, you know, Elle has been such a highlight for us here at Fight Bananas. Her worth of knowledge and just her fight IQ is amazing. And we love her here at Fight Bananas. Cannot say enough about her. And I saw kind of like you did a lot of YouTube stuff this past week in this kind of fight camp. Is this on this side of it? Does that interest you at all? Or you're still so dang young and you're maybe at the peak or getting to the peak of your fight career, but does this side interest you at all? Podcasting, YouTube, analyzing this side of the fight game?
Yeah, it does. All that stuff I want to do, but not about myself. Like, I get annoyed speaking about myself all the time. I just feel like it's just in people's faces constantly. And I just feel like I'm talking about myself all the time. But I do love, like, I've done a bit of commentating and, you know, like speaking about other people is always so much more interesting for me. So I do really enjoy that side of it. It's just that sometimes I like get bored of listening to my own voice.
I saw you've done some stuff with Manchester on the soccer side as well, right? Is that the end goal for you? Is that where you want to end up from the reporting side?
Yeah, I mean, just anything like that, just involved in all sports. I mean, I'd love to, you know, like something to do with boxing, or, you know, like you said, football, or just any kind of sport. I definitely want to get into some kind of like media, like you know, stuff. I don't want to keep fighting forever. I'm not this person that I want to settle down with a family and be able to have kids and, you know, kind of retire at the top, you know. So I don't want to be fighting forever. It's not my plan to do that. So I definitely want to go into something else.
With that even being said, is there a certain age or a certain number, or is there something even in your mind that you might have kind of out there that you might want to kind of stop? Or is it, you think, going to be a gut feeling or a heart feeling, or like you said, when you're ready to have a family? Do you have something in mind already or not yet?
I had this conversation the other day in Fight Week when I was like speaking with my brother, and I was like, you know, by 30, 31, I want to be done. And he was like, there's not a chance you're going to be done by 30, 31. He was like, for one, you can't go a day without fighting, like, or being in the gym. So you're not going to be able to let it go that easy. And two, you're going to like be at your peak by then, you know, like you said, first fight that I kind of felt like my fight IQ was there. He said, like, this is just the beginning, you know, you're going to get so much better in the next few years. But I want to I do want a family and stuff. And that's always in the back of my mind. And it's a hard thing to know, you know, when to do that. And it's difficult, but you got to sacrifice, right? So the main thing is to be the number one, and that's kind of what I'm going with, and that's what I've chosen.
I feel that my baby fever is so bad right now, and I'm like, I'm injured, I'm not in the gym, and so it's even worse. So I totally get all of that. I'm like, maybe I should just have a baby. And then I'm like, no, I gotta fight. I have to fight at least 2 more times. I'm like, yeah. And then once I fight 2 more times, I'll be like, oh, I gotta fight 3 more times. You know, I get it.
Dakota, and at least me, and I know Elle is very friendly with you. She has said nothing but the best things about you off air and stuff. I was such a huge fan of you before kind of talking with you for 50, 20 minutes. You have blown us away. You are amazing. I love everything about you. I love your outlook, your aura around you. But last thing for you, you know, PFL, and do you love, it's kind of the only thing really that you know about being a high level professional, you know, fighter with the PFL, having that schedule of, like, you know, San Antonio is here. You already know your next date. They already told me the next cities that are coming. Do you like that nature, or somewhere like the UFC where it's kind of up and open and you might fight once a year, you might fight 4 times a year? Do you like kind of the format that the PFL gives you in a set schedule for the year?
Yeah, 100%. That's something that I really enjoy about the tournament format, is that I know when I'm fighting this year and I know I'm going to get fights. I think I would be a little bit lost, you know, with not having something scheduled. That'd be something that I'd have to probably deal with again after this tournament's done. PFL giving me set fights will be a bit strange for me. And just, I like to stay busy as well. You know, I don't like to fight like once a year or twice a year. I like to be in all the time. And with me being in the gym all year round, it's important that, you know, it keeps my mind going. That's why my brother said, you won't be able to stop when you're 30 because you have to be in the gym. So yeah, that's something I really like about the PFL. Yeah.
And knowing, so like you said, you like knowing who you might be fighting, who's on the roster, who's in the tournament. This is a really fascinating roster for the women's flyweights. You have Liz Carmouche, who's an absolute superstar in the sport. She's a pioneer of women's MMA. And then Tayla Santos, who a lot of us thought, myself included, beat Valentina Shevchenko, one of the greatest flyweights of all time. Who is like the most exciting matchup for you in this tournament? And who do you think is the toughest matchup?
I mean, at first I've been saying like Lizzie and Talia were probably the top two girls, but then a few of I feel like Talia was the main standout on the night as well. So I think that would be probably the most exciting fight for fans as well between us both. Two elite strikers, and obviously both of us know what we're doing on the ground. So I think that would be a more exciting fight than me and Lizzie, because Lizzie just wants to wrestle, you know. So I feel like the more exciting fight would be the striking as well. I feel like that's what a lot of people want to see at the moment, for sure.
I like that. We can see that a championship $1 million fight later on this year, maybe Talia Santos versus the dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota, like I said, huge fan of you. Love everything that you're doing. Please subscribe to your YouTube channel. I saw you've been pushing that lately. Hopefully we'll get people to that channel for you. But any last words, anything you want to promote, push, thank, anything like that? The floor is yours, my friend.
Just thank you so much for you guys having me on. It was nice to chat with you. I've not done it before.
Absolutely. It's going to happen more often. Yeah, Elle's like, yeah, we got to have Dakota on. We haven't really, I was like, dude, absolutely. Huge fan. So appreciate you.
Come back home to Florida soon where it's warm.
Hey, Elle, I'm back.
There you go. Awesome. Dakota, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Have a great week.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Awesome. Dude, she's the best.
She's awesome.
Oh, she's the best.
Man. She's such a beast. She's so nice. Like, I adore her. She's great.
Gee whiz. I didn't even know what I was getting into. Didn't even know. All right. So I saved this comment because I didn't want to put it. Dakota was on. Queen, you've been amazing on the comment section all day long. I like Elle's live stream commentary. It's really good. Okay.
Thank you.
Queen, that's a very nice comment. But next time, can we put love instead of like? Dude, Elle is the best on stream commentator in the business. Like is good. You should love her commentary. All right, love.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Oh, we're great.
Awesome fight, Dakota. Good job, girl. Congrats. Yeah, she's awesome. She's a stud. All right. Yeah.
Who we can chat about now? Oh, I gotta remind people to go play the Immortals game because you're running out of time. The game is open for one more week, and the high score wins $1,000. So I'm gonna put
it in the chat.
Comments.
Put it in the comments. There you go.
One more time. But the game is super fun, by the way. You get to beat up my husband.
And Immortals, by the way, is sponsoring Fight Bananas for UFC 300. So when we see some stuff, we'll be talking about Immortals all night long, and it's going to be a lot of stuff. Dude, look at this, Sean. Look at this, Elle.
Oh, Sean.
That is the reason I come back every week. There you
go. You guys are just making me feel so good today.
We can't even see you blush, though. You look like a cherry tomato, Elle.
It's kind of tan. It's not super red.
It looks amazing. You look wonderful.
I got dark. Yeah. I got dark this weekend. Like,
is Grant dark too right now?
He didn't go to the beach with me, but he tans so fast. It's so unfair. Yeah, like I'm still not caught up to him. Like, it's
one of my best friends, and he comes to the fights on Saturday nights all the time. I love this guy. He's been a best friend of mine for 25 years. It's amazing. We're both Caucasian American boys, right? He looks like he's from Cancun. You know what I mean? He has like the
Italian. I feel like it's the Italians.
It's amazing.
I don't have that. I don't have that like blood in me. The Italians get so tan.
Hey, so Saturday night, my man, we will pop this thing open, right? Saturday night,
drink the whole bottle of Gold Bar. I'm going to egg him on the entire time.
In all my years in the sport, Elle really is the best. This is the Dawson Appreciation Day.
I can't handle this much positive reinforcement. I'll explode.
Dude, you're the best, though. I've been saying it for a long time.
Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best. We couldn't do this without you guys tuning in.
What a good show. Cam Arnold was awesome at 115. CT Christian Turner. What a stud. Like, dude, he's 22 years old. And he's already talking about, like, business and
he's got a smart, he's got a smart mindset. Great kid.
I didn't know that he was like, it sounds like he's pretty attached with Mike Brown. Like, I didn't know Mike Brown's going to be at any fights. I'm going to be out there. We're going to play ping pong.
Mike has like been building, like silently building this like army of like young studs. Like he's been spending a lot of time with these, like with some of the younger guys at ATT. Like he really wants to like build that like developmental program and those like young guys. L Appreciation Day.
L Appreciation. I like this. I like this, guys. Guys, keep it coming. You guys said some more good stuff about L, okay? We got 14 minutes left on the show. It's UFC 300 week. Mike Brown's building an army down there at Coconut Creek. Dude, how about your amazing husband, Grant Dawson, fighting against Joe Selecki at UFC 302 in Newark, New Jersey?
I'm so bummed G's not going to be on the card now, though. That's sad, but it's still going to be awesome. It's going to be a Grant Dawson night. I'm so pumped for him. He's so ready to be back in there. This fight's so far away still. Like, he usually doesn't get this long of camp, so to have this amount of time is a blessing, but it's also like a curse, you know?
It is, but then it isn't. Because, like, I know because you say June, and it seems so far away, but for one, it's June 1st, so it's not really June. It's kind of the end of May. Like, weight cut is May, fight week is May, and dude, we're April 15th. Like, it's really not that far. Like, I'm telling you,
it's not as far as it feels.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's really not. Are y'all going to do another show before 300 make picks? Yes. So tomorrow night is Bet and Bananas, 9 p.m. Eastern time. All betting. Oh, we're not even talking about even sometimes who we pick, of course, but why should you bet on them? The overs, the unders, the money line. Sean, yes, tomorrow 300. And also Rafael Esparza is going to be on that show. He does all the lines. He is so huge behind the scenes.
Awesome.
We are so lucky to have him. Like, I don't think people understand how big Rafael Esparza is.
It's so beneficial if you're betting to understand why the line makers set, like, the odds makers set the lines the way that they do and how they're going to change. Like, if you want to know if you should bet on the dog now or wait because the line's going to get wider, Rafael is the guy to ask. Like, he is the bomb.
He is. All right. Wow. Here we go. More L Dawson love. L is very kind and welcomed me right away at Game Bread Orlando. She's awesome. There we go.
You're awesome, Michael. You guys are great.
Grant Dawson is so good. Always root for him. Yes. Grant is the man. Always love me some Grant Dawson. I need L's picks trying to make some money. All right.
There are some great plays for UFC 300. Like, there really are. Yeah.
Really?
It's going to be an over-under card, in my opinion. Okay. Like, that's going to be the way to bet most of these fights is going to be overs and unders.
All right. So before we get into it, guys, like I said, UFC 300, Bet and Bananas tomorrow night, Rafael Esparza. But like I said, we're not going to do betting. Let's just do real quick, rapid fire. We can even go back on this if we want. It'll be a fun way to end the show. Just no 3-leg parlays. I agree, Sean. Yes, no parlays and
no, we're done. We're done with the 3-fight parlay.
I'll be broke without some of these banana bets. Unbelievable, Dawson. There we go.
L,
give us one play for UFC 300. Here we go.
Let me pull up the card. I wasn't prepared for a betting show today.
Who wins, Davison Figueiredo or Cody Garbrandt? I got mine. I think
Figgy wins.
Figgy wins this fight.
I would love to see Cody Garbrandt get this done, but man, Figueiredo looked so good at 135.
Yes, that's where he should have been probably the whole time.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm still shocked that he made 125 ever.
There we go. We agree with you, Chris.
Probably one of the best picks on the card.
Also, too, Chris, if you're still there, we would love you to be a part of our live show Saturday night. You don't do enough stuff with us. We're going to be live for 7 hours, Chris. We would love if there's a fight or two you want to come on and join. We would be it would be awesome if you want to come on the show with us. So there you go, Chris. Number 2, Bobby Green versus Jim Miller.
I'm mixed on this one. I think Bobby Green probably gets it done. I agree with what Dawson said. Heart wants Cody. Wallet says Figgy. Yeah. Okay. But I would think Bobby probably gets it done. It's kind of this one's kind of tough. I think Bobby Green's a really difficult guy to fight. And Jim Miller's a shorter guy. And Green he's so long. He's so fast.
Yeah.
He's a very difficult guy to fight. This is one where I'm kind of on the fence.
I feel you. I think I'm leaning Jim Miller right now. I think I am leaning Jim Miller, the grappler. I think he will get the job done. I think and I know it sounds corny. I think UFC 300 means more to Jim Miller.
That's true.
Jim Miller's been on this card for 8 months, it seems like, right? I just think this means more to him. So I'm gonna lean Jim Miller. Marina Rodriguez versus Jessica Andrade.
Oh, Marina.
I agree.
Marina's winning that fight. I love Jessica Andrade. She's one of my favorite fighters, and she looked great. She looked great against Dern. I thought she was going to continue the skid, and she didn't. She looked great, but Marina's boxing is just another level. Yeah. Like what she did to Michelle Waterson was like legalized murder.
Yeah, Chris. Right now we're 3 for 3. You, Jim Miller, Marina, and Figgy. We're 3 for 3. Fourth fight of the night, maybe one of the best fights on the freaking card. Money Moicano versus the dangerous Jalen Tarantula Turner.
Well, that one's easy. Moicano's getting it done. Moicano's winning. Jalen Turner got out wrestled by Dan Hooker. You're telling me Moicano isn't going to take Jalen Turner's back?
Wow. Okay. I was maybe leaning the other way a little bit, but you maybe have persuaded me. I'm going to lean Moicano. Money Moicano. Come on, of course.
Not that I'm biased at all, but
this fight should be the most 50-50 fight on the card. Like, because they're both young and they got fans on both sides. Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez.
I like Lopez here. Dude, Sadiq is so good. Yeah. But Lopez is tough as nails. He's not afraid of entering any portion of the fight. Like he throws super hard on the feet with no whatsoever worry of being taken down because he's so confident on his back with his jiu-jitsu. My only worry for Lopez is that sometimes he's willing to give up a lot of the round on bottom. And I think Sadiq Youssef is a good enough wrestler on top to probably stay safe. Yeah. But man, if he gets clipped, and Lopez doesn't get tired either. I just don't. I feel like Sadiq Youssef is going to win the first round, and then I see Lopez doing better as the fight goes on. But I agree with you. This is a tougher one to bet. This was one I might stay away from unless you're feeling really solid.
Yeah, this is the fight you said over-unders. I love the over on this fight. I think this fight's going 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, I feel really good about it.
I can see that. They're both super tough. I feel like Lopez has such great finishing ability, but man, like
Sadiq went 25 with Edson.
That's what I was gonna say. After the ass whooping he took from Edson without quitting,
I got a lot of respect for Sadiq Youssef. So I think that fight's going 15 minutes, one way or the other. Next fight, I cannot wait, guys. She is making her UFC debut. Maybe one of the most polarizing female fighters in the sport since Ronda Rousey, two-time PFL world champion, Olympic gold medalist, two-time Olympic gold medalist, I believe. Kayla Harrison's making her UFC debut against one of the biggest names in female MMA history of Holly Holm. How quickly do you have Kayla Harrison winning this fight?
I think probably the first time Kayla gets the takedown, she wins. But I could also see Holly doing trying to stay safe, tying her up, avoiding the ground and pound. She's not getting back up. Like, that's the thing. She's not getting back up. It's not happening. If she gets thrown and she lands on her back, she's spending at least the rest of that round on her back. Dude, Kayla's looked great. They did a test cut to 135 before the fight was even set, and she felt good. She's made, I think everybody forgets she made featherweight without any problems for Invicta. She was a 155er for PFL because 145 didn't exist, not because she needed to be a lightweight. Right. And she's not Larissa Pacheco. Larissa Pacheco, she's a big girl. Yeah, I don't think Larissa Pacheco's making bantamweight. Kayla looks very lean. She looks very strong. She's looked great in the gym. I don't think she's going to have any trouble making the weight. But Holly's issue is she doesn't have the power she used to. She doesn't have the power to put people away anymore. And she cannot help herself. She has to clinch. Right. Every fight she's been in, she has to clinch. She literally cannot help herself. And when she clinches with Kayla Harrison, it's going to be different. Kayla Harrison is a better judoka than Ronda Rousey. Wow. Her judo is better.
Two people in the chat have Holly Holm. I'm really surprised. And
it's
guys,
the name. It's the name. They're paying attention to her name and not her last fights. She hasn't looked good in a minute, guys.
I feel like a while. It's been a year and a half. She's just this grapple and heavy on the fence type of fighter. And guys, you can't do
You
that to
can't
Holly
beat
Holm.
Kayla that
You
way.
can't do that. I mean, you can't do that to Kayla Harrison. Can't do it.
You're not out clinching Kayla Harrison.
Yeah.
You're getting thrown on your head if you do that.
Yeah. Oh,
fight IQ, guys. Fight IQ.
I'm telling you, Kayla. Then these next two fights can go either way. I'm excited to watch them, to see guys. Aljamain Sterling's featherweight debut against Calvin Kattar. Were you leaning on that right now?
This is one I can't pick until I see the first round.
Okay.
Like, this is a live.
Or how about the weight cut and see them against each other?
Even then, like, because if Aljo looked like Aljo's gonna look the same-ish size as Calvin Kattar because they're both so freaking tall. Like, I don't think Calvin Kattar is gonna look massive next to Aljo at weight.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think they're gonna look pretty similar. So I feel like we got to see the first round. If Aljo is getting takedowns, and he's getting to the fence, and he's getting Kattar to the fence, bet Aljo on the live lines. If Kattar is stuffing shots and Aljo's running into that long jab, like, Aljo's gonna have a rough few rounds. You know, I feel like they both have it's very classic striker grappler. If Aljo gets to his wheelhouse, he's winning. If Calvin Kattar keeps it on the feet, he's winning. I think this is a live line fight for sure.
Love it. Yuri Prochazka. I think people are forgetting how good and how dangerous this man is versus Alexander Rakic. I think Rakic is really, really good. I just think Yuri's on another level. I love Yuri in this fight. It might even be because Kayla's so hard to bet against because of her number. I think Yuri might be one of my favorite plays in the whole card. I love Yuri.
I really like Yuri here too. I think he's such an awkward style to get ready for. Yes. Rakic is such a clean, he's very clean and technical. And I think guys like that struggle with a Yuri. You know, he does things he shouldn't do and they work. He moves ways that shouldn't be effective and they are. Amazing, he's super powerful. He can grapple and he can finish you from anywhere, even in a fight he's losing, you know, as we've seen before. So I think he's the more dangerous fighter in my opinion. I like Yuri here a lot.
Love that. All right, let's tell the world how Cody Brundage is going to pull off this upset against Bowden.
Dude, the play here is submission. The fight ends by submission. That's the play.
Okay. And I think that's plus money the last time I saw it.
Because the only way in a million years that Cody Brundage might pull this off is if he guillotines. He pulls a guillotine and actually gets it for once. I think Bo Nickel is going to sub him. I think Bo Nickel takes him down, beats him up for a bit, and ends up getting the choke. I just see that. Bo has a willingness. We saw him. He's like, I can pull for a triangle from top mount because nobody can hold me down. He's very comfortable with his submission game. He's very comfortable grappling. So
Jump the Gilly Cody.
And
then guys, go to YouTube and go put in Bo Nickel's first professional MMA fight and listen to the commentary of that fight. You might hear the greatest commentator ever, me. I think, Chris, you were on that call as well, right? You did the announcing? Let me know if you did, Chris. Yeah,
I have to credit that pick. I've been looking at the lines on that, and then I saw Maddie Betts actually posted that pick, the submission play for the fight to end by submission. So I want to give him his props because I thought that was a great pick.
Hell yeah. Cool, Chris. Yeah, man, I'm super upset. I was going to do something with Maddie Betts last week, but stuff came up and we had to skip it to another
We need
time.
to have him on one week.
Maybe Saturday night. Now I'm going to talk to him about this and be like, hey, come on live Saturday night. Maybe we can do something like that. That'd be cool. All right. The big four. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. This fight is amazing. You can't it should be the number one contendership if Dustin doesn't get in, if they're healthy, whatever. This fight's amazing. I was leaning Charles Oliveira, but then L. Dawson talked to me for 25 straight minutes about how good Arman has been looking. I'm leaning Arman Tsarukyan to win this fight.
I gotta go with my dude and my teammate Arman here. I think he can stay safe when if he does get his back taken. He's got really, really good defense. Dude's he's very good. He's so flexible with his lead leg. He's so fast with it. It's almost like an extra jab. I think people don't really think about Arman as having great striking, but he has pieces of his striking that are just so good and so efficient for setting up his wrestling. And he does a good job, such a good job of crashing in when he does shoot for the takedown. He wrestles so fast and so well. I think it's going to be really hard for Charles to snatch up a guillotine on the way down or anything like that. And I think if Armand ends up in these bad spots with Charles, because Charles is one of the most elite grapplers in the division, obviously, I think he can stay safe enough to, to not get finished in those moments and to have bigger moments of his own.
Love it. Love it. I cannot wait. The fight's amazing. It just, these 4 fights on the main card are 8.
We're basically doing betting bananas right now, except the whole card.
I know. Well, and then we're not really going into the betting side of it. Just real quick, one side or the other.
Right.
But this is so fun. How can we not do this on the last big show until Saturday? Gaethje or Max Holloway, BMF title on the line. Holloway moving up. I almost know 100% where you're leaning. You think Gaethje's too big. He's too powerful. Max didn't look good against Poirier. Tell me, has anything changed your mind at all? You're still on Justin?
No, I did see this picture of Max, and he looked massive, and he looked jacked. And then I saw more pictures of him and realized it was just the lighting and just the picture. He still looks like exactly the same as Max Holloway's always looked. I think Gaethje's a little too big, a little too powerful. I don't think Max has the power to keep these lightweights off of him, which is unfortunate because I would say Max is probably the better boxer. Like, he has the better striking overall. But Gaethje, like, he can walk through what Max is throwing and land what he needs to land, just like Poirier did to him.
Real quick, so I was going to do more of the picks. Mike threw something out here that I've never saw before. Does Max retire if he loses? You're at 100%. No.
This is the time for him to go back and get another shot at the title and fight somebody that's not Volk. This is
I was just going to say, like, he has probably a title shot. Are you ready for this one? The crazy thing, he can even fight Conor at 155 if he stays down here. Nate, Poirier. How about Poirier? Holloway won last time. God forbid if anything happens with Ortega and Yair, they can do that. Like, Max Holloway's got a lot of fights in front of him.
This is like the first time in years that Max Holloway has all these options that
I think he's got
all right, well, you'll fight Volk again for the belt.
And you ready for this one? I think the consensus is we all think Justin's winning. Guys, it's MMA. Anything can happen. If Max somehow beats Justin Gaethje, the world is his oyster. He can fight Ilya. How about Max Holloway versus Sugar Sean O'Malley, a fight we have never thought about or put out there? That could be something. He can fight anyone. BMF, Jorge Masvidal versus Max Holloway. I'm telling you, the world is his oyster if he wins this fight.
What weight would they even fight at?
70?
Max Holloway goes up to 70? Is Jorge making 55 again?
Just getting the title shot. No, hey, Mike, good points. Hey, Mike will be joining us Saturday night as well. He's gonna be live in the studio. We're gonna order pizza. We're gonna be live for 7 hours. 7 hours.
I kind of like want to come. Like, I'm like, should I like just?
Dude, I even thought about it. I swear I thought about you and Grant driving you guys up here, putting you in a hotel on beachside. I thought about it.
I can. Maybe I can make that argument.
All right, we'll talk off here. We'll talk.
We'll talk about it. Yeah,
we'll talk off here. 2 more. This is here we go. Jorge versus Max, promoted by Fight Finesse. I like it. I love Max, but Justin. We all think
anyway.
We all love Justin. I mean, we all love Max, but yeah, Justin is probably winning. 2 last fights. Probably the fight still no one talks about for some reason. Wei Lee versus Nan for a championship in a co-main event. I think everyone thinks Wei Lee's winning.
She is.
But
Jan is amazing.
Jan is really good, guys. Really good.
She's not good enough. Wei Lee's athleticism. Wei Lee has gifts that can't be taught. Like, her explosiveness and her, like, the way she moves like a dude, Dave. Like, legitimately, she's so athletic. So freaking athletic.
What are you trying to say?
They
got a test.
No, she's just good. No, Wei Lee is not a cheater. Never. She's too perfect for that.
She's not Talia Santos. Not saying that. Jesus. All right, main event, guys. Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill versus Alex Pereira. We went over our 2-hour limit. We're gonna keep this really quick because Wednesday night we'll talk about this for a long time. Pierre or Jamal Hill, who wins the light heavyweight championship?
Pereira.
All right, there we go. There we quit, guys. We did it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you cried on this show, laughed on this show, and thought I was Mr. ADHD, like Maddie Levine called me. I'm making that a reel. That's the reel that I took out of this show. And this was Elle Dawson Appreciation Day. I thank everyone for saying some. Yeah, I'm keeping it.
Keep it. Keep it.
The hair's looking really sharp today.
I shouldn't have brought it up, guys. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. Y'all are the freaking best.
For sure. Guys, go to Mirtha website, Immortals. Wait. Stick with me, guys. So Wednesday night, come with me. Saturday night, 6 p.m. We're starting here live in the studio. We have Gillian Robertson coming on. Elle Dawson's going to drive down herself now. Here we go. I'm putting this up right here. Game.immortals, Fight Club, NFT.com.
You guys, if you don't know already, this is for my NFT project. We are minting next Tuesday. That is a week from today. We are minting our fighter NFTs. If you haven't played the game yet, go play. Put your wallet in on the leaderboard. Whoever has the highest score on April 16th when we mint wins $1,000 in crypto. So please go play the game. Mint some fighter NFTs. Help support all your MMA fighters. We love you guys. Thanks for coming.
I'm like freaking out right now. Like I don't know about you guys. I'm like on my phone. I like no red numbers. I always I go to it. Sometimes I don't even answer the people. I just can't have any red numbers. We've been doing the show so much. I got like red numbers everywhere on my phone. I cannot do it right now. I'm freaking out. Guys, I gotta let
Dave go through his notifications.
Yeah, I gotta go my notifications. I got a big T-ball game tonight, 5:45. The girls are undefeated right now. We just won literally. It was like 20-2 our last game. We're unbeatable right now. We're on fire. The Narwhals got a big win. My son Dylan and Coach Mike got a big win on Saturday. The Van Auken house is on fire. WrestleMania was incredible. Today was awesome. Tomorrow night, Benavides will be awesome. Me, Elle Dawson, Rafael Esparza. And then Saturday night, UFC 300. We will bring it. We will bring it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.